Hello tribe, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. You're back with your elder in chief Kareem McGee here on this channel. Look at the view, isn't it gorgeous, darling? Oh my god. Ooh, I want to put my glasses on, but I hear that that's inappropriate for videos, so we'll let the sun put some vitamin D on this skin and in these eyes. In any event, we had a tribe member, you guys, who asked us a question. She said, Karima, can you be an entrepreneur, have a healthy relationship, or how can you have a healthy relationship as an entrepreneur? Let me share this story with you, okay? I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. Both my brother and I, my dad had taken us to a park. It was Westside Park, to be exact. So if you're from Jersey and you know Westside Park, hey Jersey. My dad had took us to Westside Park, and he had put a pail together, and in this pail was ice. He had put ice in it, bottled waters and sodas, and he took us to Westside Park, and he said, go. And so the guys were sweating. I took 2 things of water here, 2 things of water. I ran over and I said, you guys need water? $1, $1. He said, yeah, $1, $1, $1. People were going in their pockets, giving me the dollar, and I was selling. My brother was selling the sodas and I was selling the waters. And then I think I was selling that, and then at one point I was selling, listen, I have sold all kinds of things growing up. So I've always been this kind of entrepreneur, this kind of industrial kind of woman since I was young. And so could you imagine growing up and becoming a woman, and someone telling you that who you are at your core is not going to give you the love of your life? Well, I'm here to tell you that that's an absolute lie, okay? So if you are a boss lady, if you're a boss woman, an entrepreneur, you can absolutely find someone that matches you energetically, and someone who's okay with you being as you are. Because understanding that you're an entrepreneur allows you to honor who you are at your core, without having to stifle that part of you just for the sake of love. And let me tell you, there's nothing no one can tell me about the fact that nobody really truly has the answers except experience itself. Experience is absolutely the best teacher. Experience. And also hearing stories from people who have made it work. What did they do? How did they make it happen? I know for me, just being with me is a struggle, because I go all in on something. I'm the kind of woman, if I want to open a wellness center, guess what I'm doing? I'm opening a wellness center. I'm going to talk to my husband. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to say, babe, I want to do this. And I really, really, really want to do this. And that requires a certain caliber of man. Not every man can deal with a woman who has big dreams and big visions. But from my experience, I've learned that the 2 people have to be committed to the overall existence of the relationship first. You know, you have to be committed to the existence of the relationship, because you can end up being a very well established business person and losing the love of your life because you couldn't figure out how to balance it all. And sometimes there really is no balance, especially for me. There's been times where I've been at my wellness center for hours and hours and hours, and by the time I get home, you know, my family's asleep. But sometimes I'm traveling for days and days. There's only a unique person who can fit that kind of thing. And so that's why the elder tells us it's important for us to find our match. So in order for you to find your match energetically, are you suited for the goat, the penguin, the boar, the whale? Who are you best suited for? Well, you're not going to know that unless you know who you are at your core. Who you are at your core is going to tell you what is going to be the best kind of personality trait for you, and how you guys can work that out. Because you can be a boss babe and then get hooked up with a honeybee, and that's never going to work out energetically at all. You can be an entrepreneur and hook up with the goat, and that's a disaster waiting to happen, okay? So the important part is to figure out who you are supposed to be energetically matched up with. You guys will learn that when the courses come out, which is going to be in about a week. I think we're 7 and 8, maybe 8 days away from the courses launching. The website is done and all of that. We're waiting for some trademarks to come through and finish being processed. But other than that, you'll learn how to identify your characteristics and matching that up best with the best mate for you, And I think I talk about this a lot when I say that And there's a whole chapter called Moving in Unison, right? In the Return of the Divine Feminine, I talk about there being an energetic dance. There has to be a dance, and you have to learn the foot movements. You have to learn to dance with your partner energetically, what that looks like. So for example, if I, in this case, want to be away, which, okay, if I want to be away and I want to be by myself, because I absolutely need that most times, because I'm a creative woman. Not every man works for a creative woman. That's why the boar works best for me. The penguin or the goat would never deal with my shenanigans, okay? Never deal with my extreme investments. The goat will be miserable with me, but the boar will find peace in my space, because I'm not always tugging at his strings, figuring out where you at, who you with, because I have a full life of my own. And so the boar works best because he has a full life on his own. And so when we come together, we can make magic happen, because both of us are honoring each other as we are, as ourselves, and then we're honoring each other when we come together. So, but that's about understanding who you are and where you are, and learning how to dance with that person. But how do you be an entrepreneur and be in a relationship and have it healthy? First, getting with the right mate is number one. And I don't believe, now that I'm older, sometimes you might think you have the right mate and then find out later that they were never the person you thought they were. That's natural, because people grow up and they grow apart, right? So even though we think that person wasn't who we thought they was, it's just that they just grew up and we grew out of each other. That happens too, right? But what I've learned is that when you tap in and understand the book, The Return of the Divine Feminine, you really understand that intuition is everything. You need to be able to discern who you've attracted in your life. You need to be able to intuit who has showed up. Elder Eden doesn't want you to look at, oh my goodness, trying to trap someone and keep down someone and try to keep them like they're in a jail. Elder Eden doesn't want women to love like a jail. She wants them to love freely and want them to be loved freely. You don't want your love to feel like a prison. You want people to feel emancipated when they're in their space as a woman. That's what femininity is. When I'm telling people to be okay in their feminine, I'm telling them to be nurturing enough to allow people to go and come as they please without feeling like a prison. Now, we're not saying, go over there with Tisha and Tommy. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the way you love, allowing it to be free enough to be expansive and inclusive and sometimes elusive. Okay, but that's another story for another video. In any event, being able to know who just showed up, intuit that, because the elder doesn't want us to go looking for men. She doesn't want us to go seeking them out. What she wants is for us to completely work on ourselves, to become Asana, and for him to come seeking us by way of energetic, okay, the energy that we are emitting, that we are putting out. That's what she wants us to do, and she wants us to be able to discern who someone is when they show up. So if he shows up, you need to be able to say, that is the penguin. Oh, that is the boar. That is the goat. That is the whale. The whale will never do. That's what the elder wants us to do. She wants us to be more in line with who we are, where we are, what we want, to be that. Emit the signal, okay, because you're a woman. Get it out. You know how to emit that signal, okay? Emit that signal, get it out, and then when they show up and how they show, because they're going to be showing up from all angles, darling, okay? When they show up, you need to be able to discern who's who. And then when you identify your match, then you allow him to lay on your bosom. And then you allow him to experience everything that you are. We're not talking about allowing him to enter your gates, but allow him to experience who you are at a core, without fear. If you are loving someone in fear, it's going to have a certain frequency to it. It's not going to feel good. It's going to feel like entrapment. Nobody wants to be entrapped. If you are going to love someone and it's going to feel free, they're going to feel that, and they're going to want to choose to come back every moment. And I have this thing where if you leave me, I don't want to worry. I want to have had the best experiences of my life because it was a choice. I never want to be, and this comes from growing in age, and also comes from priestess training as well. But I never wanted to be in a place where someone decided to leave me, and I was angry that they left me. There's a difference in being angry and or being upset that perhaps they weren't honest. But I don't want to be angry that you decided to end it with me. I want it to be over, and I want you to go your way, and I want to go my way. But I want us to remember the fantastic times we had together. And I've been able to live my life in such a way that has worked out for me, where people miss your essence. They want more of your sunshine. They want to be in your space because they remember how good it felt being near you. They remember how you made them feel loved and appreciated and valued. And that's femininity. It's femininity when you can make somebody understand that they are valued and that they are precious and dear. That's femininity. That's not prison. That's not a jail. That's not an ultimatum. That's the divinity that I'm talking about. When I tell women to be divine, that's what I'm talking about. Allow people to experience you. And what does it feel like when someone experiences you? I always thought about that. When people experience Karima, what does that feel like? What does it mean to experience Karima? When someone falls in love with me, what does that mean? Am I with them forever and a day? I'm sure I am. Because it's a unique experience, right? You're creating a unique experience. Not a unique experience where you're trying to control whether or not they love you back, but a unique experience where you are enjoying every moment that you have with one another and you're not taking it for granted. That, to me, is what this life is all about. It's not about trying to make you love me forever. For me, I just want you to have a fantastic experience when you're with me. And if we can all think that way, we'll all have better experiences in love and life and relationships. And we wouldn't want people to be in a prison when they're loving us. We would want them to feel like they've been emancipated, that they've been free, they've been set free in our love. I think that's just the ultimate way to be. And anyway, can you have a healthy relationship being an entrepreneur? Yes. The elder will want you to really understand that it all boils down to, number one, finding out who you are, where you are, and understanding that it's an energetic dance, both man and female. Male and female, it's an energetic dance. How you dance with one another is important. Okay, how you dance. There's an energetic dance happening. And I said that, I think it was a video that I did. I don't know, was it Catherine Zeta-Jones? I'm not sure. But I talked about there are some traditions where you meet a woman, you feel like you're in a dance, you feel like you are having this energetic thing happening, and I think that's important. And anyway, it's beautiful outside. I'm going to go ahead and continue to enjoy my travels. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to close out the video, but let me do that now. I'm going to give you a summary. Don't let people put their limitations on you. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a boss babe, if you're a woman who has dreams and aspirations, and you want a life that's fulfilled, please understand that you are in charge of creating that for yourself. No one else can paint the canvas but you. Every day you get up, every day you wake up, you choose. Every day you feel a certain way, every day you see something a certain way, your perspective, you choose. You are designing your life every day. Everything you get to see with your eyes when you open up your eyes is a decision that you make every day. Do not allow people to put their limitations on you. Create the life of your dreams. Create the life that you want. If you can get it, if you can imagine it, if you can get it, you can create anything that you want. But you have to live outside of the limitations that people are going to set for you. All right? You also have to follow the rules. And the elder has given you those rules. Make sure that you are full. Make sure that you are whole and well and in your right mind. and make sure that you are doing things from a good place in a good space within yourself, so that whomever shows up, whenever they show up, they are getting the best version of you, so that they then can in turn give you the best version of themselves. That's all we essentially want. We want to experience the best of someone else, especially when we are giving the best of ourselves. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Being an entrepreneur, being the wife of an entrepreneur, being a married couple where both of you guys are entrepreneurs, I have 11 off the top of my head, 11 friends that are either married and are entrepreneurs together, or married and one of them is an entrepreneur. I have friends who are women who are in really good relationships. I'm not going to lie and tell you that it's very easy for them, because it's not. Life itself is a dance. If you need to go to dance lessons, you take those, right? Same with life. You have to learn how to dance. If it's the waltz, you learn how to do the waltz, okay? You learn how to dance. It's not going to be easy, but it's absolutely doable. Your job is to create a life fulfilled. You have the power to create that. Until next time, darlings, I want you to think outside the box and understand that every day you are creating the life of your dreams. You are creating the life of your dreams.